Miracles are great and all, but they don't always work on the silver screen. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for another top 10 Deus Ex Machina moments in movies. For this list, we're looking at the most contrived last-minute saves in movies that embodied the concept of Deus Ex Machina, or literally God in the machine.
Of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine.
As is to be expected, a spoiler alert is now in effect. If you like what you're hearing, be sure to check out the full song at the link below.
When the sun shines in your face, do you look like a liar? I'm shattered by your embrace. Every single time you took my worried mind, turned it into stone, left me here all alone. Well, I can see why you're blue.
Number 10. The right coordinates, Superman. Lex Luthor had Supes right where he wanted him, weighed down by kryptonite.
You don't even care where the other missiles headed, do you?
Certainly I do.
All Luthor had to do was fire his missiles, but alas, it turns out Miss Tessmacher's mother lives in one of the target locations.
Lex, my mother lives in Hackensack.
Luthor is indifferent to this, so Tessmacher frees Superman so he can go save the world. Sure, her mother has to live somewhere, and small-town New Jersey is just as likely a location as anywhere, but it seems like an awfully big coincidence. Especially since that rather large coincidence was the only thing that saved Superman's life. Well, and New Jersey. Number 9. The Mightier pen, GoldenEye. Sure, Q by this point was on his third M and his fourth Bond, but what was he thinking giving 007 a pen grenade?
This is a Class 4 grenade. 3 clicks, arms the 4-second fuse, another 3 disarms it.
When would you ever need such a device? And what fidgeter among us hasn't nervously clicked a pen before? Fine, Bond has gotten some weird gadgets in the past, so whatever. But how is it that after Bond was captured and searched, the pen just so happened to find its way to a serial pen clicker like Boris?
Give me the cards, Natalia! Give them to me!
It is awfully convenient, and just a little too much not to believe that the hand of God might have had a role to play. Number 8. Drunken Grandpa, The Lost Boys. Okay, this one is the same old story. You're about to be killed by vampires when a jeep comes barreling through the living room and saves the day. It's how Shakespeare would have done it. There we are when Max is about to transform Michael's mother Lucy into a vampire, only for Michael's grandfather to crash through the living room in his 4x4 and impale Max on wooden stakes. So, is Granddad an accomplished vampire hunter? And how did he know about the attack?
One thing about living in Santa Carla I never could stomach. All the damn vampires.
It's a bit of a stretch that the protagonist's grandfather could magically save the day out of nowhere. Number 7. Pizza Planet's Orbit, Toy Story. Alright, they're sentient toys, but that doesn't mean that it's a narrative free-for-all. When Woody and Buzz are stranded at a gas station, a delivery truck for the pizza place that Andy happens to be going to shows up.
Thanks for the directions, okay? And remember, kid, you get Buzz!
It's already unlikely, but then, lo and behold, the duo is picked up by none other than Sid, Andy's toy-torturing neighbor.
All right, double prizes!
Granted, Pizza Planet is as good a place as any for two kids to wind up in, but it seems like the writers really wanted Woody and Buzz to find a convenient way to be trapped next to Andy's place.
Son of a building block! It's Woody!
He's in the Psycho's bedroom!
Hi!
Everyone, it's Woody!
You're kidding!
Woody! We're gonna get out of here, Buzz! Buzz?
Number 6. Blue Planet, Signs. If aliens attack, the odds are pretty much certainly against us. If they're technologically advanced enough to traverse vast distances in space and find our planet, then we are hopelessly out-teched.
I heard a theory that they don't like places near water. Maybe we'd be safe from them near a lake or something.
Sounds made up.
Fighting off attacking aliens seems pretty hopeless, as it does, at least at first, in signs. If only there were some magical way to defeat them. Oh, look at that! Turns out the aliens just so happen to attack a planet that's about 71% covered in something that will kill them if they touch it. It's a revelation so sudden that we have no choice but to declare Deus Ex Machina. Number 5. Through the Window, The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. No, we're not going to talk about the damn eagles. Besides, we already made a list of plot issues in Rings. Now, there is a strong case to be made in the Lord of the Rings trilogy that Samwise Gamgee is the true hero.
I'm glad you're with me.
In spite of Frodo's failures in his quest, Sam seems to never waver in his support. So how did Sam get involved in this heroic quest? Well, he heard about it through the window.
Confounded old Samwise Gamgee! Have you been eavesdropping?
I ain't been dropping no eaves, sir, honest.
That's right. If it weren't for a little eavesdropping, Sauron would have ruled Middle-earth. A little late for trimming the hedges indeed. Number 4. A symbiote lands in a park, Spider-Man 3. When Spider-Man 3 begins, things are looking up for Peter Parker. It's a good thing no evil alien life forms crash-landed in the park where he just so happens to be. Oh. The chances of this happening are so astronomically microscopic, it's unfathomable. Fine, the symbiote crash-landed on Earth, but then you say that it just happened to snag a ride on a superhero? Granted, a Deus Ex Machina usually happens to resolve a conflict rather than get it going, but this is just lazy. It's a good thing the rest of the movie got better from there. Oh, wait. Number 3, All in the Family, The Boondock Saints. After the McManus brothers decide to take on the city's organized crime with their own particular blend of stylized violence and Catholicism, they meet their match when El Duce is hired to hunt them down. He gets the drop on the brothers, but as they recite a family prayer over a fallen comrade, El Duce finishes the prayer instead of killing them.
That our feet may swiftly carry out thy command. We will flow a river forth unto thee.
Turns out, he's their dad, and not only will he not kill them, he's going to help them. Even ignoring the fact that it's weird they don't recognize him at first, it really seems as if the good Lord answered their prayers.
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
Number 2, Smileys Cousin, Training Day. Los Angeles is huge. We know this. So it's lucky that trainee Detective Jake Hoyt is able to protect a young girl when they come across her mid-assault.
Grab your bag and go home right now.
Oh, I need to get
Go home right now. We don't need no statement. Go.
Things take a turn south, though, when Detective Alonzo Harris hires a couple of gangsters to kill Hoyt. Hoyt's day is about to end in the worst possible way, but then suddenly it's discovered that the girl he saved earlier is the cousin of his would-be assassin.
Hey, Smiley, you gonna trip out? Is that your little cousin or what, eh?
As a result, the gangsters let Jake go.
This cop came. He came out of nowhere and they almost killed him though, but he kicked their asses like bad.
This guy, what did he look like?
He was a white boy. He looked real young too.
Yes, it was all set up in Act 1, but that's a pretty huge coincidence, and an unbelievably convenient way out of an otherwise impossible situation.
Life's a troop, Colonel.
There's some trippy ass shit on.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Deus Ex Enterprise, Star Trek. Now, Kirk running into Spock Prime after being marooned within walking distance on the same planet is contrived enough, but Sulu being a bad pilot? Just can't buy it.
I'm not sure what's wrong here.
Is the parking brake on?
No. I'll figure it out. I'm just...
Have you disengaged the external inertial dampener?
Ready for warp, sir.
Let's punch it.
When Sulu forgets to disengage the external inertial dampener, the Enterprise ends up reaching Vulcan behind the rest of the fleet, which turns out to be a good thing. The idea that Sulu, a trained pilot, could make such a simple error is already a stretch, but the fact that this mistake is what saves the entire crew and all the main characters when every other ship that went into warp was destroyed?
You realize how unacceptable this is?
That definitely makes us pause. Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you're a fan of the song playing right now, be sure to check out the music video for it right here.